Welcome. I'm Elle, Intuitive Wellness Coach for Women, and today I'm sharing the A to Z of ways to invest in yourself for free. So often we find ourselves caught up in life and neglecting the needs of our minds, bodies, and souls. And it happens, but it's also important to put time and attention to ourselves so that we can give from a full cup to others and share in our overflow. Because when we share from that place, we really create magic in the world. This doesn't have to cost a lot. In fact, it's more about putting time and attention. So let's jump in. A is for affirmations. If we're absorbing energy all day from external sources such as the news, social media, other people's opinions, then we will need to retune our antennas and our thoughts to things that are going to benefit our present and future selves. There's been a lot researched and written about the power of affirmations and mantras in influencing the subconscious mind. And this is the magic of repeating affirmations. We train our subconscious mind to be on the same page as our conscious mind and what we want to manifest in life. So go ahead and stick those affirmations on your mirror, at your desk, or in a notebook and refer to them often. B is for breathing deeply. By pausing to take deep breaths during the day, we engage our parasympathetic nervous system for rest and restore. And it's a response that heals any fight or flight moments that we may have had. Also, if we vary the location of our deep breathing practices, say going outside into nature to breathe various ecosystems from the beach to the mountains to the forests, we can accumulate diverse immune system strengthening microbes from the environment. So, touch and breathe in the various hidden treasures that you may encounter in nature. C is for curiosity. By researching interesting topics, we can connect with and experience our feminine energy, which we are so often detached from in day to day life. Stay curious about the world and become a lifelong learner. Engage your mind and soul. Adopt new hobbies merely for the experience without it needing to be results driven. Allow yourself the freedom to change your mind about things and to enjoy the journey. This is where your confidence can grow and magic can open up. D is for dressing properly for the day. Take care of yourself in a way that you would a small child. If you're busy doing something at home and you start to feel cold, don't just push through. Stop and go get some comfy socks or slippers to put on. It just enhances your present moment. If it's sunny outside, take a hat with you. Take time to prepare things that you'll need personal items, snacks, fruit. Wear layers so that you can feel comfortable when you venture out. So often we don't honor our need for warmth or comfort because we're in such a rush. So practice listening to yourself. Turn your complaints into solutions. This is particularly true on a waning moon or during your premenstrual phase. There's an energy of clarity in the air, and you can use this to take stock of all the things that just aren't flowing in your life and plan some solutions. It could be just scheduling something in a different order or habit stacking two or three things together to save time and level up your health and happiness in the process. E is for energy grids. Take time regularly to connect with the like minded or elevated souls. Each time you tap into the energy field of a thought leader, a spiritual sage, a person whose words and teachings speak to your soul and stir a desire within you that makes you want to grow and expand, it can be a shortcut to manifesting more in your life. Make time to connect and be in the field of these uplifting energies. It could be by visiting a place of spirituality, reading a book, or listening to words, activations, or meditations by a person whose energy you find uplifting. F is for forgiveness. What I've learned as a law of attraction practitioner is that without the ability to forgive past hurts, it's very difficult to manifest your deeply held desires. Forgiving doesn't mean that you're condoning a behavior, and it doesn't mean that you have to spend time or energy with a person that you no longer want to. It's more about cutting an energetic cord and releasing heavy density energy. Healing doesn't have to come from the person who hurt you. They may never say sorry. By holding out for an apology, you are holding onto an energy thread, waiting for and wanting for something, giving them all the power over your healing and happiness. Healing can come into your life when you make an energetic shift to protect and nurture your energy going forward. G is for goal setting, but doing it in a way that feels exciting, not arduous. In January, when everyone is doing 30 days of hardcore workouts or quitting their vices for the new year, only to revert back to their previous set point again. Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the opposite of that. Incorporating healthy habits in rotation over the course of a cycle, which is about a month that you will track alongside your personal cycle or the moon cycle. And if you skip a day, that's a good thing because it means that you're tuning into your body's need for rest, and it's okay to rest. Consider this your permission slip to schedule times of rest in your cycle, regardless of what everyone else might be busy doing. Saying no to hustle culture can be a big step in investing in yourself in a more holistic and true way. H is for home. Taking care of your needs and coming up with a system that supports your healthy habits will bring you success because you'll be making it easier to stick with them. To instantly upgrade the energy around you, do some decluttering and then list out the healthy habits that you'd like to do, but you feel that you have no time for, and create systems and new ways of arranging things around your home to make it easier. An example would be to get some drawer dividers so that it decreases the time it takes you to find items that you may need for your workout, or placing some self care items on your bathroom counter rather than stuck in a drawer somewhere so that you can see them each day as a visual reminder, or automating something around the house with your voice activated device so that you're being reminded, or perhaps a certain song plays, or a light comes on at a table where you want to do some writing. Or it could be rearranging your fridge so that the first thing you see when you open it is a bowl of fruit, or putting some chopped carrots and celery in a container so that it's ready to go when you have a busy time later in the day. This is creative work, so take time to brainstorm some supportive systems that can help you keep up with your healthy habits. I is for inner child, and if we don't listen to her, she could sabotage us. We have a deep need as feminine beings for playfulness. Schedule some time in your day to prioritize play. This sounds easy, but it can be extremely challenging to rewrite our behavior to actually value playfulness. And let's face it, there's probably a stack of dishes in the sink that need cleaning, or obligations that you feel you need to do for other people, or other urgent things that come up. If we're not careful, the grind can become our default way of life, leaving no space for new ideas to come through. When we engage in activities that don't require an end result, we open up to divine guidance and can tap into our right brain mode and all the creativity and novel, innovative nudges and solutions that it can unlock. What I've come to know is that playfulness and a light vibration can invite in inspiration that actually delivers a shortcut to solutions in our lives. You can also tap into right brain aha moments by doing repetitive tasks and motions. So when you do have to get to those dishes, it's maybe not such a bad thing after all. J is for journaling. By being in the habit of reflecting on our thoughts and triggers and working through them by journaling, we increase our emotional intelligence, and it helps to develop not only our sense of ourselves, but also our intuition. It's a way of taking time to honor the parts of ourselves that make up the whole. We are multidimensional beings, and we live in a world where we experience a vast range of emotions. We can experience an emotion like a wave, but it's so often that we hang on to them and we don't let them go through. Journaling on our daily experience can help us process situations, acknowledge our emotions, so that we can then move on and learn from the experience so that we are better spouses and siblings, friends, mothers, and daughters to others. K is for knowing your limits. Following right along from journaling about our emotions and experiences, we may want to set some boundaries. Once we learn about ourselves more deeply and know what circumstances are just not good for us, we'll want to create some internal decisions known as boundaries in order to protect our energy. This may mean no longer eating a certain food that just doesn't work for us, or spending long periods of time with people who drain our energy, or not lending money to certain people, or not having our phones on after a certain time of night. It's important to discover what taxes your energy and what supports it, and to create some boundaries that serve you well so that you can continue to invest in yourself and be there for your loved ones and the causes that you care about. Prioritize the things that are going to help you to feel secure and that feed you on mind, body, and soul levels. L is for life audit. The game of life isn't about acing every area of your life. In fact, for women, it can often be a case of having everything you want, but just not all at the same time. Once every season, it can be a helpful practice to sit down and assess different components of your life: money, relationships, spirituality, education, health, creativity, friends and family, community. Rate each area and what parts of your life you want to put more attention on so that you're becoming a conscious creator of your destiny and not just subject to whatever external events are going on at the time. Sure, there are going to be things that we can never predict or control that happen in life, but there is plenty of things that we can set our intentions on to build and flourish. So try taking time to have an honest look at where you'd like to put your attention and how you'd like to develop yourself over the next few months. M is for movement. A body in motion is more likely to stay in motion. So think of things that you can do in the mornings to activate your body. It could be a few stretches, a sun salutation, a quick walk, or a 15-minute Pilates class. If you cannot fit something in during your morning, then schedule some periods of movement in other parts of your day. Studies show that by taking exercise snacks, it can support you in minimizing your risk of developing chronic diseases such as diabetes and heart disease. Movement is important, but it can also be enjoyable. I find that music really helps as well. List down a few types of movement that you wouldn't mind doing. Maybe walking a neighbor's dog, doing some stretching, lifting some light weights, going for a hike, walking along a body of water, playing tennis with a friend. List out all your ideas and start incorporating some enjoyable movement into your monthly schedule. You can go to cyclehabits.com for a template of habit tracking that aligns with your cycle or the moon cycle. N is for nurture yourself. Do kind, nurturing acts. This could be as simple as placing a book that you want to read on your nightstand along with some hand cream or lavender oil so that when it's time to go to bed, you feel pampered and supported, or preparing a healthy snack in advance to take with you later in the day, or laying out some work clothes at nighttime if you plan on doing a morning exercise, or slicing lemons and cucumbers to make spa water overnight. Due to the natural circadian rhythms, we are much more likely to have energy in the mornings. So leverage this natural energy boost and see if you can arrange things during that morning that sets you up to have a nice evening when you have less energy and would really appreciate the actions that you took earlier in the day. You'll begin to say thank you to yourself, which is a really nice feeling, and over time, it helps with resiliency and trusting in yourself. O is for Oracle. If we live in the realm of logic all the time, it shuts out openings for inspiration from the universe. Take time to detach from everyday responsibilities and create space for quiet time and opening up to what I call divine downloads. It's those moments when we are immersed in nature or in a reflective or appreciative state that we have these little messages and downloads of inspiration that can actually bring us solutions that we would never have thought of with the logical mind. Take note also if you see signs or repeating patterns or messages from nature or life around you. Become more aware of your intuition and trust your gut instinct with small decisions so you can build up and practice what this feels like and be ready to make bigger decisions. P is for patience. This is about being aware of your inner critic. Our inner voices can be harsh, and it takes some skill to even tune into them. But find some quiet time to hear them and notice their tone. Cultivate more compassion, kindness, and patience for yourself, and you'll be able to extend this to others as well. Due to these inner critic voices, very often our first reaction to something isn't always coming from our true selves, it's the inner critic. So, having patience to tune into your inner critic voices will help you with deep wisdom and consciousness that can be applied to situations around you. Q is for quantum leaps. Quantum means a small shift that creates big results. When we hear about taking a quantum leap, it begins with shifting a thought pattern, making a tiny decision, or creating an internal change that is not able to be measured. When we make these internal shifts and decisions, it can be reflected out into the world in a much bigger way. Using quantum shifts is about becoming the person who can hold the frequency of the things that we desire to manifest in the future. It's about creating the container to hold the manifestations and feeling at home in this higher vibration. What kind of identity work can you do to be more like the version of you who has what you want to desire and manifest? Would you need to be more clear about your energy and boundaries? Would you need to be more of a leader? Make a decision to grow in some way, followed by taking actions. R is for ritual. Being more mindful and creating a fulfilling life can be achieved by living more in the present moment. By engaging in healthy rituals, we can bring our scattered attention back to the present moment and relax our nervous system. You might want to build a ritual around some things that you really enjoy. This could be a morning routine by playing certain music, brewing some tea, and doing journaling for a few minutes, or it could be a monthly new moon or full moon ritual, or a practice of movement and breath work. Whatever it is, set the scene and keep bringing yourself back to the present moment while you are engaging with your ritual. Do things mindfully, with intention. Imbue what you're doing with love and a high vibration of appreciation and happiness. S is for sunshine. It can be helpful for our circadian rhythms to get some sunlight early in the morning. So take a few moments to have a healthy drink out in the sun, or make it a point to open up all the blinds and curtains to bring light in as soon as you wake up. In winter months of less daylight, try to make a point to get outside at lunchtime if you can, or during the day. You can bring more light into your home by using mirrors to reflect the light coming in from the windows. In warmer months, a short 10-minute session in the sun can be beneficial at times when the sun isn't so harsh, like in the afternoon or the morning. You could also leave some clean water outside to collect sunlight and drink it, like sun water, or make sun tea by heating tea in the sun. T is for tidying up your energy field. This is about aligning your actions with your beliefs to develop more integrity. When we decide to stop doing certain things that we know are not good for us, including how we're treating certain people a certain way, it lightens our burden and lifts our energy field. Our frequency is like a currency that can afford us incredible opportunities just through our being or essence. If we are carrying around micro regrets for how we acted, it's like spiritual dust that we need to clean away in order to sparkle again. The best case scenario is that we resolve to being more mindful of not creating these in the first place and lift up our act and just be better and do better for ourselves and for others. Secondly, we can use meditation and prayer to help resolve, dissolve, and clear away past regrets and actions and behaviors. We can write a letter of apology and either send it or just keep it between us and the universe. We can list down ways of being that we don't want to embody anymore and burn the list. Whatever it is that we're letting go of, we can ask for support to help us elevate our vibe going forward. Just know that this is natural to look back at our ways of being in the past and cringe a little bit or regret things because we are changing and growing. So it can be a good sign of growth. At the same time, we don't want to dwell on these things and invite that feeling of guilt to live within us. So, letting these things go in a way that feels right for us is a part of tidying up our energy field and attracting good things. U is for unlearning old patterns. We learn and acquire so much in life, but we also need to unlearn some things, things that keep us stuck. These are hard to spot. We have repetitive behaviors wired into us. Some of your patterns may be limiting your potential without you knowing it. By bringing more awareness to your life through some of the tools that we discussed today, you can start to shed light on these. Here are some common things that we may need to unlearn. Not being able to receive. Do you find yourself brushing people off who are trying to help you or give you a compliment? It's only by feeling comfortable with receiving that we can receive our manifestations at the highest level. Practice accepting help or compliments graciously next time the opportunity pops up. Or how about unlearning that you don't get to be rich? What if you opened up your mind to the possibility that you are abundant? Do you have an abundance of time? Do you have an abundance of friends or creativity or wisdom or experience? Shift your perception to those things that you do have in abundance and challenge that limiting belief. We can unlearn habits that keep us unhealthy. It's going to be challenging at first, but the beginning is the hardest part. Try choosing a healthy choice and writing down how it made you feel. Then do it 5 more times and write down your experience. Unlearning may feel uncomfortable, but it opens us up to new possibilities, and that's where our dreams exist. Bring them into the now by unlearning the mind or body habits that are keeping you stuck. V is for visualizing. Whether or not you're into meditation, try visualization. It's a more active form of meditation where you visualize good things coming into being in your life. You can do this on an imaginary movie screen or a scene that you are floating above and watching your life play out in a way that your heart and soul desires are coming into manifestation. You can even do this at times that are charged with positive supporting energies, such as a new moon or a full moon, or at a special time and date that means something to you. If you do this right as you are just about to go to sleep, or just as you wake up but before you open your eyes, you will also imprint the subconscious mind, helping your desired manifestations to come into being in a more powerful way. W is for wisdom. Sometimes life becomes a bit stagnant. We may find ourselves going through the motions and feeling stuck in the grind or hustle. Months or years can fly by without us paying attention to our personal development, since we're too busy trying to keep up with paying the bills. If we make time regularly to grow our wisdom, it can have a compound effect over time, and we can start to connect the dots and come up with solutions that fast track our happiness and success. This could look like reading a variety of books that interest us, even just for 10 minutes on most days, or watching a program about topics that may not particularly make sense for our current life, but we feel attracted or drawn to. There is a reason why we seek out unusual topics to explore. Our soul is calling us forward. So don't dismiss these nudges from the universe. Follow the trail of topics and teachings that pique your curiosity and see where it leads you. X is for X-ray vision, the kind of superhero vision where you are making the right decisions with ease and flow. And that's what life could be like when you actually get into the practice of making decisions, trying some stuff out, and racking up a few failures. If you are scared to fail, then how will you know how to build success? It's really easy to hide behind illogical fears of what people think, or having to do things perfectly, or having to know the end result before even beginning. When you take small steps and try things out and get supportive feedback and assistance from like minded people, you will eventually get in tune with your truth and be able to make decisions more confidently and deal with the outcomes. You'll begin to trust your vision and be open to how it can unfold. You'll develop a healthy sense of detachment as you test out each small step along the way to manifesting your desires. Y is for YouTube because this can be a great resource for free tools that you can use to invest in yourself. You can find powerful activations, guided meditations, and lessons on all sorts of self development topics here. If you find it difficult to make time to relax and tune in with your mind, body, soul, search for relaxing vacation inspired landscapes or aquarium scenes with music to help you get in the zone. Or look up things that the future version of you might be interested in. Maybe she's interested in plant based recipes or energy work or developing an online business. You can find any type of fitness class here and replays of spiritual events with incredible teachers. So don't feel limited and be open to the possibilities of all these souls who are sharing their practices and wisdom for you to engage with. The most important step would be not just to collect these as an intellectual pursuit, but to take the ideas that you learn here as something to start embodying. Embody the ones that feel right for you. You can watch plenty of hours on how to do things, but if you don't take action to do them and bring them into your life in a 3D way, then you are just being an observer without shifting your energy or your life. On that note, this is your cue to like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you can keep up to date with more wellness tips in future. Last but not least, Z is for Zoom. And this is your reminder to keep up with friends and family, even if you don't get to see them so often in person. Blue Zone studies show that it's the social bonds between people that play a huge part in our health and longevity. Connect with friends and family regularly to help fill you with a sense of comfort, belonging, security, and support. Make it a priority to keep up with like minded friends who you can share your thoughts with and you feel uplifted in their presence. Make it fun by having a tea together or plan to read or watch something beforehand so you can talk about it like a book club. You could even do a Zoom catch up with a small group of friends, like a goddess gathering, where you get together to share your goals and triumphs in a supportive space. You could read some spiritual texts, do a meditation together, or read some kind of teaching, or you could play games. This can nourish you and bring you such an uplifted vibe, and you'll really truly begin to cherish these virtual get togethers. So, there are your A to Z ways of investing in yourself for free. Often, when it comes to things that feed our souls, there is an energetic resistance to doing them. We logic that we have no time, there are other things that need to get done, get cleaned, or get in the way. Acknowledge this and just take the first step. And once you're in it, you will benefit and uncover the gifts of investing time and attention on yourself. Thanks for being here. Wishing you much love and happiness.